Hi, Nicole Scott here from Mobile Geeks, and today I'm going to be taking a look at the Nokia 2520. This is a 10-inch Windows RT tablet. Now, Windows RT has kind of a bad rap in the press. Everyone says it's crap, that there's not enough apps. But when I was in Paris last week, I used this as my dedicated device. I didn't switch on to anything else, and I wanted to see, is Windows RT enough? It's been a year that this has been around, and has it matured that you can just use this and nothing else? Let's find out. The Nokia Lumia 2520 is a 10.1-inch Full HD tablet with a keyboard dock. Its display is one of the device's main selling features as it offers 650 nits of brightness. Nokia claims it to be 5% reflectant, which means it should be clearly visible indoors and out. There is a 2-megapixel front-facing cam for video chatting, as well as a 6.7-megapixel shooter on the back. It uses the same module as the Lumia 720. You'll also get Lte Connectivity, a micro USB 3.0 connector for data transfers, and an 8,000 mAh battery, which offers Qualcomm's Quick Charge. But what sucks is you need to use their proprietary charger to juice your device. The keyboard dock also comes with a built-in battery. The tablet will draw power from that first and then use its own internal power. Alongside the SIM card slot, you'll also get a micro SD card and options for 32 and 64 gigabytes of internal memory. Under the hood, we've got a Snapdragon 800 processor with 2 gigabytes of RAM. And the 8.2mm thin tablet weighs in at 1.26 pounds, and when you add the cover, we're looking at 1.66 pounds. So now let's take a closer look at the apps. There's some really interesting ones, like directly from Microsoft. So this is the Bing Health and Fitness app. And this app actually has a partner app on Windows Phone. And I think this is something that we're going to be seeing a lot more in the future. And I think at Build next week, we're going to be having an announcement telling developers that they can develop once for both Windows RT, maybe tablets, and into phones. So it's going to get the store is going to get a lot more interesting, and the apps are going to get a lot more interesting because it's Nokia with their storytelling app, right? Nokia makes amazing applications, right? So this is a position where we're going to bring everything from the phone in, but I'm going to get into things like Storyteller and so this is Nokia's video editor as well. I'm going to get into that into a separate video talking about video editing on a Windows tablet, because you can do it, right? As a video producer, it's never going to be my #1 choice, but for the average consumer, I think it's definitely good enough. So keep an eye out for that one. If we look at here, maps, Nokia has an amazing maps, right? Download maps, right? So when I was in France, I had offline maps for Paris. I can choose Asia, and then I can go into Taiwan, right? So that's also amazing. Let's close that off. Take another look at, now these are the apps that I've downloaded. Facebook, right? If you're a casual Twitter user, maybe the People is enough for you with showing up of the tweets and all your contacts. Like maybe that's good enough. But if you're, say, a power user, Twitter finally has a homegrown client for Metro, and it's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. Anyways, yeah, I mean, it's fine, but this one's much better. Tweetium is much better. There was another one called Metro Twit, but they just couldn't make it. So they actually had to pull it out of the store, and they were actually one of the better ones. But Tweetium, it's $2.99. I'm still on the trial version, but it's pretty cool. You can customize and change it, and it has the nice columns, connect, news, messaging, what's going on with me. Yeah, I mean, so far, I think for $2.99, really not a bad choice. So let's close that off and take a look. One of the things that I do miss when I look at Android tablets is good fitness apps, right? So I did mention before that Bing their Bing Health app is I mean, it's pretty good, right? So you have all of these articles. It gives you full body yoga, and then you can have like goals and an overview, and there's videos and stuff. But I'm a Skimble kind of girl for Android, right? And Runtastic as well is available for Windows Phone. I mean, you're not going to go running with your tablet, so that would be stupid to load that onto this. But there was another fitness app that I thought was pretty good, the Body Fit one, and it gives you, I think this is on Android as well, but it gives you, later, let's do that's later, right? So start today's workout, right? And then there's a timer and little videos showing you what you do. And then if I go back, here I am, oh no, wait. Right, so this is how many hours I've spent working out. So I've done 2 workouts on this. The trouble is, if it's not online, then you can't pull up any of these things. So that kind of sucks. So when I did bring it into the gym at the hotel, one day the Wi-Fi just wasn't connecting properly, and so then I couldn't use it. But since I've been back in Taiwan, I've just been going to the gym regularly, so I haven't been using it. But for an on-the-road machine, it has enough things that are interesting, right, that are good enough, right? And I don't think that I was making a compromise by not having, right, Skimble for my gym workouts, or, and if you are a gym, person, you probably have something on your phone that you are using anyways. So Zinio, I love Zinio. And with my 1520, I got 3 magazine subscriptions for a year, right? So there's even some really cool incentives that are happening within the Windows ecosystem for apps. But I think this looks great. This 10-inch display really does a great job of showing off all of the magazine pages. So for me, definitely good enough. If I can go into Windows, right, and I can have my desktop experience, I can have all of the same kind of things that I use for file manipulation that I'm used to on Windows. That's enough for me. I mean, what other apps am I using on my laptop? So that would be that I can't get for here, right? And that would be Final Cut. No, not Final Cut. Sorry, that's Apple. Adobe Premiere and Adobe Photoshop. But I'm a content producer, right? I make videos for the internet. So it's a different level. But if I'm not doing videos, like I wasn't in Paris last week, there wasn't a single app that I couldn't figure out an alternative in the store, right? The Nokia apps I thought were quite good, right? And so keep an eye out for a video on Storyteller and their video. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's Video Cut. Nokia. Let's see, what is this called? Nokia Video Director, right? It's really nice looking, but separate video. We're gonna keep on that. So don't discount Windows RT and don't discount Microsoft. If you look at what Microsoft did with the Xbox, they did $3 billion in losses over a decade, and now Xbox is #1. I mean, it's $100 more than the PlayStation 3, so that's probably why we're seeing higher sales, but they're dominating the living room. I mean, you can argue with me on that one, but $3 billion in losses, and they stuck through. And so I think that we're gonna see RT evolve into something really interesting, because Chromebooks, hottest sector in notebooks, and what Google launched with Chrome OS is way more limited than what is happening on RT right now, right? So I think just give it time and everyone will start to realize that the addition of desktop, the addition of this area is going to make this way more competitive with Chromebooks. It's just that this is so much more expensive than a Chromebook, and Chromebooks are coming in at a killer price point. And the hardware on Windows RT tablets just hasn't been good enough or competitive enough, but that's a hardware issue, right? And Nokia's on it with this device. It's great. The keyboard should have been backlit. It really should have been backlit, but the shift keys inside the arrows, and they're fairly good size. I wish they'd backlit it. This mouse is stupid. It makes me angry. And those buttons don't even make sense. Right, what the hell's going on there? It just causes you to make annoying things happen on the screen. So they should have done something better with that. It feels weird, it looks weird, it doesn't really work. But you have the touchscreen, so that can do. And the thing is, like I showed you before, there's the 2 USB ports in the back, so you can add a physical mouse, right? So hardware-wise, this tablet's definitely more than enough. So that's kind of been like my overall feeling about RT in general. I think you shouldn't write it off. Nokia's hardware is gorgeous, and just look at what you actually do with your device, right? Windows RT probably is enough. So I'm Nicole Scott from Mobile Geeks, taking a closer look at Windows RT.